Hi everyone and welcome Community Living Month. My name is Jenna and I am so excited to be here today with Felicia for this special live stream celebrating youth leadership and advocacy and inclusion. Today we are joined by Vignesh, who is a member of the Youth Advisory Committee, also known as YAC. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Vignesh. To get started, Vignesh, can you tell us more about yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Vignesh. I'm alumni of the CIC program at Durham College. I'm also a member of Reaction for Inclusion Youth Advisory Committee. A fun fact about me is that I'm a big sports fan, especially when it comes to track and field, hockey, and baseball. I'm also passionate about public speaking and advocating for youths and adults with disabilities.
Hmm.
What
What inspired you to join the Youth Advisory Committee?
I think what inspired me to join the Youth Advisory Committee was the accessibility in the community workshop led by Lashana, the youth leader, and Kaylee, one of my fellow YAC members. That workshop helped me to realize that I want to support their mission to create more inclusive spaces for youth with and without disabilities in schools and communities. I am passionate about helping people with disabilities overcome their challenges by sharing my own lived experience and showing that it is possible to overcome challenges. I also saw things in my community that I want to help change, and reaction from inclusion gave me that change to use my leadership skills to make positive changes that I want to see.
Hey, awesome.
um, what is the Youth Advisory Committee?
The Youth Advisory Committee, also known as YAC, is a group of youth and young adults ages 14 to 29 who lead Reaction for Inclusion movement. We work on advocacy projects that help create more inclusive schools and communities.
Can you tell us more about what the Youth Advisory Committee does and the work you are involved in?
That's a really great question, Jenna. Our advocacy work can look like workshops, podcasts, social medias, and events. I personally work on the Real Talk podcast as one of the co-hosts. As a host, I get to do a lot of research and networking to find experts who can speak on topics I care about.
Nice. Felicia?
Yeah. And how does Youth Advisory Committee help people?
I think the youth advisory community helps people by encouraging them. We, as YAC members, encourage them to take them what they learn from our workshops and events and use it in their everyday lives. For example, on April 19th, we ran a workshop with the Center of Dreams called Break the Label, Building Belonging. In that workshop, we shared practical ways to build more inclusive schools, like using respectful language, providing accommodations, speaking up against bullying. We hope that youth will take what they have learned and apply it in their day-to-day lives.
Oh, that's amazing.
Huh, what kind of
Mm. What kind of impact do you think Yak has had in the community?
That's a really great question, Jenna. Personally, I think the impact that the yak has an impact in the community, and it developed a small positive change by helping connecting with others who have the similar experience. And it also helps families finding more resources to support their children in areas like employment and education.
Felicia?
Um, yes, then are there any exciting upcoming projects or initiatives that you or yourself are working with?
I believe that's a really good, awesome question. One of the biggest projects that we're working on is a workshop for the CLO conference in September. I'm working with two other Yak members to share our lived experience as youth with disabilities and talk about how to support family, friends, and teachers has helped us to overcome different challenges. We're also continuing to work on Real Talk podcast. We want to create more episodes to expand our reach to more people.
Can you share a proud moment from your time with
I think one moment that I'm most proud of was creating my first podcast episode. It inspired me to speak up for myself and share my story and encourage others to do the same. I want people to feel confident following their own path and not be afraid to tell their stories.
What has been one of the biggest things you've learned through being part of Yak?
I think one of the biggest things that I have learned through being part of Yak is that advocacy takes time. It takes time to spread the word and build something like a podcast. So we have to be patient and never, ever give up. Even things don't go your way, you always find a way to get back up, even if when times are tough. It's important to keep going and when change takes a long time because eventually our message will reach out to more people. No matter what happens, I'll keep advocating for myself and others until my very last breath.
Nice. Love that message.
Nice, awesome.
Mhm.
Um,
We hear, we hear you're also involved in the youth podcast. Can you tell us a little about that and some of the topics you talk about?
Yeah. That's a really good question, Jenna. I think the first podcast episode I did was my co-host Arshia. In that episode, I talked about my experience with bullying in high school and share a message about ending bullying. I also covered topics like employment, navigating high school and college, and advocacy work in the community living movement. I got to interview many people, including Raj from Community Living Toronto, Saruba from Goodness Gift Program, and even one of my fellow Yak members, Moira.
That's awesome.
Mm.
Felicia?
do you like podcasting? Is there favorite podcast you've done?
I love podcasting, Felicia. A few years ago, I got a summer job, and my boss suggested that I join their podcast team. That encouraged me to do more research on guest speakers and new topics. It also made me want to keep podcasting so I can learn the stories of autistic adults, like, for example, Albert Einstein, and share their stories and how they overcame challenges. I really enjoy telling other people's stories as well as my own through podcasting.
Mm. We also heard about the Youth Art Showcase that happened this past weekend. Can you tell us a little about that event?
The Youth Art Showcase was really a great event that celebrated creativity, community, and the stories of youth with disabilities. In the morning, we had a presentation by our YAC members all about reaction for inclusion, youth advocacy work. During the afternoon, we had youth artists displaying their artwork for everyone to see. We also had a vendor marker featuring disability positive small business, so our guests could support local vendors and learn more about their work. The event brought more together with youth, families, community members, and organizations in one inclusive space where people could connect and enjoy a fun day with their families. It was amazing to see how art can bring people together and give youth a platform to express themselves and feel proud of who they are.
Hmm.
Now, were you involved in helping plan the showcase, and what was your role in the process leading up to it?
That's a really good question, Felicia. I was on the subcommittee that came up the idea for the art showcase, and I planned what it would look like. We decided to showcase youth artists with disabilities so that they could share their stories. We wanted to have a vendor market where people could shop for small business. I also helped choose the artwork and look at the pieces that told a strong story about the artist's life and the community connections. I really enjoyed seeing how much time and effort the artists put into their work.
Nice.
We we heard you are getting an award. Can you tell us what award is for and what it means to you?
That's a really good question, Jenna. The award I got today, this award shows that I completed the Community Living York South employment workshops. I worked with the job college over the several weeks to find employment and volunteer opportunities, and I followed through those commitments. This award means a lot to me because it shows my effort, commitment, and personal growth throughout the program.
What do you hope to do in the future?
I think my future goal in the future, I want to work in the business field. Although I'm still deciding exactly what kind of role I want, I also thought of careers like in law or broadcasting for the CBC News.
Nice. That's
Oh,
really
nice.
Now we are going to switch things up a little and hand things over to Vignesh to ask us few questions.
Thank you, Jenna. My first question for you is what inspired you both to join the CLTO Influencers?
Um, who should go first?
It's up to you. Want to go, Jenna? First one?
Oppor- Opportunities to speak out about our experiences, use our voices, and go to different conferences and different places.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that's impressive.
What about you, Felicia?
Yes,
How
I want to join the influencer and was inspired because I um first was part of the first self advocates group from before COVID time, and it from like I think it was around from 2012, 2014, and then it stopped around 2020, then it was like virtual. But then one of the ladies that was running it, she left Green Living. So, and then after in 2023, I found about this CLTO Influencer, and I wanted to join. A few of my friends that were from the self-advocates was there already. So they talked to me about the opportunity and all the things that they do, and I was very interested, and I had like other things that I was part of through community living as well. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
How
Now some good friends through the influencer. Um, some friends I've been friends with for a long time.
how has your advocacy improved over time, Jenna and Felicia?
So I got more comfortable speaking. I'm more comfortable in front of the camera. And new opportunities created more ways to advocate.
Nice. What about you, Felicia? So how has your advocacy improved over time?
Yeah, I got more confident in speaking, making speeches, and talking in front of people and speaking up,
Perfect.
speaking of myself and advocating for myself and others.
Hmm, I see.
Um, having a voice, and I was also part of the self-advocate group through Arch Disability, and I also advocated for myself from things that they taught, show me I can do about making my own decisions and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
How do you empower people with disabilities through your work, Jenna and Felicia?
Because if because giving them a voice, spreading awareness through our social media.
What about you, Felicia? So the question is, how do you empower people with disabilities through the work you do as an influencer?
Um, representing all different various disabilities, um, including mental health disabilities,
Nice.
and like showing awarenesses and um, I don't know, helping to get like funding for programs too, like talking about passport funding and stuff.
Nice.
That's good. That's good.
We love to end with a few questions for everyone. How has community living impacted your life in a positive way?
I think the community living has impacted my life in a positive way. I have seen many families bring their kids to community living organizations so that they can take part in the employment training, art workshops, and sports. Those programs help them to learn new skills, grow into the person that they want to become in the future.
Amazing. And so for you, Jenna, what do you think?
Well, I think through employment make lots of connections, spread information through social media.
Thanks. And what about you, Felicia? So how has community living impacted you in a positive way?
The first things that helped impact me was having a abuse support worker, and she helped me get into this group that was very inspiring for me. It was from way back called it was a women's group called Safety Includes Me. And I was a part of that group for a number of years, but I didn't get to go back to it for a while because whenever they made the group again after, they wanted new people, so I had to wait to go back again so that other people can join too. But I went to it for a number of years and it was really good. They would have it at different locations. For a few years, they were having it at the Mustard Seed downtown. And other things through community living, I part of the employment and job placement program with having different job coach workers, and I have part of the job match program now. I go to different job workshops. I also getting help with the passport funding. But now I'm gonna be starting my passport with. I'm in the process of starting with Montage, and we're still getting help with community living, and sometimes I had the option to do things like in person or online ever since 2020. And I also did a few years ago, as I did the job with Sunrise, and then as I was at the North Shore Community Living working there, I was working with this lady, and she helped me do this thing we put together called direct planning about my dreams and my future and how I saw myself then and the present and then later on in the future too.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Why is it important to speak up for yourself and for others?
That's a really good question, Jenna. I learned from my teachers in elementary school and high school that if you do not speak up for yourself, you may not get the help you need. You have the right to speak up for yourself. You also help others learn how to do it so that way they can learn it by themselves.
Nice. What about you? So why is it important to speak up for yourself?
Because if you're silent, then you could be misunderstood and someone might not be able to predict what they want. So speaking out makes us feel heard and understood.
And what about you, Felicia? What do you think? Why is it important to speak up for yourself and for others?
So that so people can know that when I speak up, that I'm honest and truthful, and what I say is true, and that I like people to believe in me and to believe in stuff, people, and I want them to know I have a voice, and my voice is what matters, not what other people think, that are not saying things. They're saying things when I'm telling them what is right from and what is wrong. It helps. It helps others feel positive. It shows people they are not alone when we have a voice to speak up for ourselves.
Nice.
It helps us overcome the anti-bullying thing that we show awareness about.
Mm-hmm.
When-
Awesome.
Yeah. What does belonging look like for you?
That's a really good question, Felicia. To me,
Yeah.
belonging means being part of a community that values diversity, equity, and inclusion. Belonging means that we can accept everyone who they are and treat people fairly and respectfully. That is how we live in a peaceful together environment.
I think belonging means that we all belong.
Mm-hmm. How do you belong?
In the community.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. What about you, Felicia?
Well, that we have rights about things that are important to us and brothers around us and that are in our group, and how we feel about stuff. Um, we have support. We belong in friendships, families, and relationships. And um, I don't know. We advocate stuff to the government too about things that are important to us as well.
Yes.
Uh,
Awesome. Does anyone have?
I hope like things are gonna the government will help with extra more funding throughout the year stuff
Mm-hmm.
for things.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Does anybody have any other questions for anyone else before we close up?
Vignesh,
Yeah? Do I have any questions? Mm,
do you have anything you want to say too?
what do you think the next goal that we could work on for creating a place for disability people to belong? What do you think the next steps are to create a peaceful belonging environment for disabilities?
You guys think?
There is accessibility, awareness, that's sweet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. About the different awarenesses. Yeah.
Yes. There's also a community living month
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
coming up in May.
Yeah, that's right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also do in the fall we do a lot of like fundraising too for to get support.
I see. Mm,
Do you
that's
have any
awesome.
do you have any thoughts on that? That question. It's okay if you don't. What do you think
Um
next steps are for you?
Me?
Yeah.
For me, I think the next steps are like trying to create like more accessible communities,
Hmm.
like to accept people who have disabilities, like provide accommodation supports for employment programs and jobs to like get the ball moving so that way we create a peaceful world and inclusion environment where everyone belongs, no matter if they have a disability or not. We try to accept them in any way we can.
Love it. Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Felicia, you want to take it over?
Should I finish it off or
Oh, yeah.
any other?
Unless anyone has any other questions.
Uh,
It's okay.
no.
It's okay. All good. Okay, go for it, Felicia.
Thank you so much, Vignesh, for joining us today and sharing your story, your leadership, and all of the amazing work you're doing. And thank you to everyone who joined us for this Community Living Month live stream. Community Living Month is all about celebrating inclusion, advocacy, and belonging. And today was a wonderful reminder of the impact young leaders can have. Um, I know you said that you have you're like alumni student now. I was
Yes.
alumni student from like Seneca York University too. And then my high school was Madonna High School.
Nice.
Thanks for coming.
Wow, thank you for
Bye.
coming.
Thanks.
It's been
Bye.
nice meeting you. Hopefully see each other one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.